Good morning, guys. This is Yellow Brick Bullion. We're going to be discussing in this video the effects of Trump's recent COVID positive test and what effect that'll have on the economy and also potentially on the election. But before we get into that, one of my friends always says the quickest way to freak out a room is to walk into a room and say, now there's no reason to panic. Over the next couple of days and even into the next week, we're going to be hearing that a lot. Folks, there's no reason to panic. We found out this morning, October 2nd, that President Trump and his wife Melania had contracted the coronavirus. He announced early Friday, after months in which he has often not seemed to be worried about the pandemic. Trump is 74, and he was diagnosed hours after it became publicly known that Hope Hicks, a top Trump aide who traveled with him on Air Force One and Marine One this week, tested positive. Tonight, the president and the first lady tweeted that they will begin their quarantine together and their recovery process starts immediately. The president's physician, Sean Conley, wrote minutes later that Trump and his wife are both well at this time. They plan to remain at home within the White House during their convalescence. And White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told reporters that the president was experiencing mild symptoms, a little bit of tiredness and lethargia, but remained in good spirits and was very energetic. The president is expected to conduct official and political events from the White House, including a call today with senior citizens about the coronavirus. The diagnosis is a jolt for the country's leadership, and it has some advisors early Friday morning discussing the continuity of government should the president's condition grow worse. Vice President Pence tested negative for the virus Friday morning, a spokesperson said. Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel tested positive for the virus Wednesday, but didn't reveal her diagnosis until after Trump announced that he had the virus. McDaniel was last with Trump a week ago at a September 25th fundraiser. Others in Trump's immediate orbit, in fact, I'm going to pull up his screen here, people who flew with the president and with Melania just this week was Representative Jim Jordan, Alice Marie Johnson, Robert O'Brien, Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle, Jason Miller, Gabby Hurt, Dan Scavino, Stephen Miller, Bill Stephen, Derek Lyons, Tiffany Trump, Laura Trump, and Eric Trump. Fortunately, the president is in good hands as far as care and is expected to make a full recovery. We should be taking time to pray for our president, to pray for our leaders, to pray for their health, and also to pray for our country during this time. But I do want to talk about the impact on the election and also the economy. JP Morgan was recently fined for manipulating the gold market. There's a whole bunch of articles out about that today, and how not only has the silver market been manipulated, but the gold market has been manipulated. The tie to paper assets means that we could expect to see, as the stock market is crashing right now, we should expect to see gold and silver drop as well. However, that's not going to be the physical price. I expect that there will still be premiums on physical gold and silver, much like we saw back in March, and maybe even continuing to a worse degree depending on how things go over the next couple of weeks with the president's health and with the election. It is also likely that we could experience a second lockdown. Things are definitely going to be tense over the next month, but it's important to recognize that God is still in control, and we can trust in Him. We can trust that nothing catches Him by surprise, but we should be prepared. We should maybe get out of the paper market for a little while right now and focus more heavily into gold and silver, and also making sure that we are watching our health, keeping our immune system up, and our prayers and thoughts are with the president and with the First Lady. This is Yellow Brick Bullion, signing off.